The 2009 football season at Bowling Green High School saw the Purples capture their 7th consecutive district title, win the region for the 4th time in 5 seasons, and win 10 games for the 7th time in 8 years.
Bowling Green made their 8th appearance in the state semifinal, losing to John Hurd 28-21 in their quest to appear in the state finals for the 6th time. Now joining us, head coach of the Bowling Green Purples, Kevin Wallace. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. A little cooler in here than what it is outside, so I'm kind of enjoying it.
It is. We were talking about that a little bit. It doesn't seem like it's getting better. It seems like it's getting worse. What's going on at the Purple camp right now?
Well, when we started two-a-days, we basically went at 7 in the morning, then reported again at 6 at night, and we didn't really get out on the field at 7:30 because of film and meetings and those type things in the afternoon. So we're very fortunate that we've got some lights on our practice field that we installed last year. And that has really saved us this summer. I know that schools without lights that don't want to tear up their game fields have really struggled having to go really early in the morning or not having much light at all for practice. And I think we're all going to be in kind of the same boat when we kick off next weekend. There are going to be a lot of teams that probably haven't gotten enough time to prepare on special teams and do some of the things that they normally have done just simply because they haven't been outside enough.
Well, Coach, I know you guys are always trying to squeeze so much into a small amount of time, and football coaches are creatures of habit. When you start experiencing things like we have in the last couple of years, like this weather, does it throw you off, or have you guys acclimated well?
Well, I think our young men have acclimated well, and our parents have had to acclimate well. The one thing it's done, it's made for really long days. We come to school, we get out of school now at 3, and we have them back in at 6. We're in film, we're in meetings, and we're on the field if we can get on the field by 7. Sometimes it's been 7:30 when the heat index breaks enough for us to allow us to have gear on, and then we're basically on the practice field at 9:15. So some of our guys aren't getting home to about 10. It makes you to have to discipline your time in terms of your studies, and that short window that you've got in between school getting over with and practice starting has certainly become very important to getting their things done for schoolwork. But it's made for long days. I know it's been encumbersome on our families, coaches and players. So, but we're all getting it done, and we're just keeping our fingers crossed that this thing's going to kind of break next week and at least get us some high temperatures in the low 90s.
Now, it's amazing that it's only a week away, and it may seem like it's been a long time for you, but next week you kick it off against the Southwestern in the Rafferty's Bowl. Just talk a little bit about it, Coach. I mean, you've been through this year after year after year, and just what is it like for you getting ready for the first game of the season?
Well, this will be my 25th opener as a head coach, and it's my 29th year in teaching and coaching. And I think the day that I lose the emotion of really looking forward to getting started is the time that I need to get out of it. But what's exciting about it? It's always a new group. It's new guys at the forefront of your team, new people that are going to be really relied upon to make big plays, and it's their chance to set the stage and be on the big stage for the first time and not be in the background, so to speak. So it's time for some of these guys to grow up and take over for the Levance Andersons and Sam Howards that aren't there anymore. There'll be new Purples making big plays this year.
Sure. And, Coach, I know you never want to have to play freshmen and young guys, but sometimes there's kids that come along, even if it's not a necessity, their skill sets just force you to put them in the lineup. And I know when I talked to you a few weeks back, you had some guys that you thought might be like that. So do you expect seeing some younger guys play this year, maybe more than usual?
Well, we were really a young football team last year. We played a lot of sophomores last season. We got 98 on the roster. Only 12 of them are seniors. And matter of fact, we've pretty much only dressed 8 seniors for practice for most of the summer. Peter May is a kicker. Adam Hoffman's been out the entire summer with a hand injury, and of course Chandler Sears got hurt in a baseball district tournament last year. So, and we've had another senior with an injury. So we've pretty much gone through the whole summer camp with eight senior players. But you're right about our freshman class. I know there's been a lot of talk about that particular class and the success that they've had, and it's a very talented group of kids. However, when the schedule we play, we better not be using them too much because if we are, we're probably not going to be winning a lot of football games. But I think the future is really bright for the Purple Nation in terms of football, because that group of young men, if they mature, continue to work, develop good habits, and get stronger and faster, then they've got a great future ahead of them.
Coach, after 25 years of coaching, is there anything that surprises you? You know,
oh yeah, you get something every day, Doug. I mean, that's one of the great things about the business I am. There's something you scratch your head about almost daily, and you, gosh, I've never seen that happen before. I've never heard that before. You walk into classrooms or you walk into a locker room, there's a new experience every day. So, and the thing about what I do is I think this is something that keeps me young. You know, I'm around young people all the time, and I'm around a group of coaches who have a lot of youth about them, even though we've got a lot of experience, and we're all in the boat trying to row the same direction to make something really happen that's special, that'll be memorable for these young men and memorable for us. And you know, I'm not counting my age, I'm not counting the number of years, I'm just counting the experiences I've got, and if they still stays pretty fresh for me. I enjoy doing it, and you know, I'm looking forward to this season as much as I have any other.
Well, go ahead,
I was
Brandon.
saying, Coach, that's what I want to ask you. You know, building a tradition like you guys have built over the last 15, 20 years is not easy. I think the only thing that would compare to it, though, is maintaining it, especially as the expectations increase. How have you guys dealt with that year in and year out? Because you are at such a high level. How do you keep it there and not get complacent?
I don't think you really talk about that on a daily basis, Brandon. I think what you do is you get ready for the next game. And we've had such a business-like approach at Bowling Green High School for such a long period of time. And I credit a lot of that to Dan Haley, who I worked for 2 years before I took the head coaching job there, and the organization that he had, the style that he had. I think we do many of the same things in the same direction that it was done while he was there, and we don't get ahead of ourselves. We don't talk in terms of state championships or what's going to happen in a month. We might talk about getting better all year long so that when November rolls around that we can be competitive, but we're really always focused on the business at hand. We never want to be too high. We never want to be too low. I think people would be shocked if they came to our practices or they came to our games before a game and saw how business-like it was. It's not like the movies where it's a lot of rah-rah and a lot of cheering going on. That's just not our style. And I think our young men handle that style very well, and it's been very successful for us.
Coach, I want to keep you on a couple more minutes, and I just want to, you know, one of the most storied football programs in the state of Kentucky. But I want to give you some names, and I'd just like you to give me a short comment on some of these guys. Stuart Hines.
Warrior. And so attentive to detail, to understanding what he's going to do. And I think that's why he's been such a success in college, not only from an athletic standpoint, Doug, but he's an SEC honor roll student. And what a quality young man. And I know that if you talk to Coach Phillips, he's one of the leaders of their football team, just like he was here.
Trent Steelman.
Battler. I mean, and man, I mean, there's a guy that is undersized, and nobody really recruited him, and nobody really wanted him, and he took an opportunity at one of the most difficult academic institutions, and not only has succeeded athletically, but has done the work academically to succeed there too. And I keep telling him all the time, just hang in there, buddy, because you know, a 4-year starter at West Point is going to have a lot of good open doors for him when your athletic career is over with. So I think life's going to treat Trent pretty well.
Well, Coach, thank you very much. We've run out of time. We really appreciate it. There are many more guys that we could go through the list on. Thank you very much for joining us, and good luck this season.
All right, we appreciate it, and go Purples.
All right, we're going to take a short break. More of the Sports Connection when we come back.